Hello, everyone. I'm going to switch us because I like you on that side.
Oh, yes. I didn't
Now,
even notice.
hello, everyone.
Now that feels right.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Good to see you all. Hope you are all having a wonderful start to your week. And we thank you for joining us for another installment of us at Monday at noon.
Yes, we are so regular.
Yeah. Well, we do drink our coffee, so.
Cheers. I just poured some.
Well, um, we'll give it a few seconds
Yeah.
for people to join in, but we've already got, of course, Mr. Michael Bingham in the comments, ready to go for this Monday
Thank you,
afternoon.
Michael.
Welcome, Michael, as always. Also, welcome, Orange Blossom and Tails. Thank you for joining us, too. We'll give it just a moment, and then we will kick this show off. I think it's going to be a little bit of a short show. I don't have a ton of big news to talk about, but we've got a few things. We've got some, and we've got some Disney cruise discussion, which I know you always enjoy.
Yes, we could really unpack that.
All right. Well, I think we've. Here I'm going to let Brian Sager have the last word pre-show. He was reading something interesting about Fast and Furious franchise from the Wall Street Journal. No deals have been landed, and Universal isn't too sure if they will move ahead because the last film barely made any profit. Interesting. I'll have to check out that article.
I've never seen a single film, but I'm hyped for the roller coaster.
Never. I have seen all of them. I'm a big fan of. I actually think the first one is an underrated film, and the fifth one's my favorite. That one's a lot of fun. But when once they literally go into space, that's about
literally
as
go off the rails.
Yeah, that's as much of a jump the shark moment as
I had no idea that happened, but
all right. And finally, hi, Michael Hack. Thank you for joining us too. All right, we got a whole bunch of people watching, so let's go ahead and kick this show off in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and MEI-Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And Carly, I hear you had a pretty sweet adventure this past week. How have you been?
I have been great. In celebration of my husband's milestone birthday, we headed to Hershey Park, which is one of our favorite places on Earth, and specifically to do Dark Nights.
Yes. So this is Hershey Park's Halloween event, which has really grown just in the last few years. They're always known for their sweet lights Christmas events, but they've jumped into Halloween with both feet. How was it this year?
I've gone every year since it started, which is really just like you said, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And the event, you would have no idea that it's a baby event, especially compared to, we're used to Halloween Horror Nights and whatnot. I absolutely loved it. The highlight is the 5 haunted houses. I got my first jump scares of the season there. Yeah, I got it good a few times, and I usually don't scream nor get scared. There is returning houses, and then what I was most excited about that lived up to the hype is their brand new house called Kill and Fill. And it's
Kill and Fill.
Yes, it's like an abandoned mechanics garage that's taking over by monsters.
I saw a video of it. Yeah, they really did a good job with this one.
Yeah, I think I did it like 4 times over the weekend because I just couldn't get enough. I think it might be my favorite house just of the season in general.
Wow,
it was so
that
good.
Is saying a lot because you've done some big ones.
Exactly, yeah. And then other ones returned, like A State of Evil, which was new last year, and I loved. They have a new scene. They also do a great job. It's Hershey Park with specialty food. And I was really excited to try these mozzarella sticks called Lucifer mozzarella sticks. And there's some crazy number on the Scoville scale, which is how they rate the peppers. I don't know the details. I love spicy things. It was one of the spiciest things I've ever had, but it was also a really good mozzarella stick. So
Okay.
I
All
was
right.
really happy to try that. Also, usually we only go for like a night because we fly out of Philadelphia. We did
Right.
2 nights this time at the brand new villas. Have you heard about these?
No, please tell us.
Yes. So the Hotel Hershey, which is one of my favorite theme park hotels of all time. It's so historic. They added a new area called the Villas, which is almost like you're going in a fake neighborhood. It almost looks like you're on the back lot of Universal.
Oh,
And
wow.
instead of a hotel room, you're in these little houses that are
Oh,
villas.
wow.
Yeah, it was so cute. You have a little concierge lounge in your neighborhood with drinks, and you cut the line pass for all the houses.
Ooh, that's a nice perk.
So, yeah, it's so worth it. I went on every single coaster at Hershey Park, which I haven't done in a long time, and I was surprised. Like, you know how you think something's your favorite, and then you go on something else, and you're like, "Wait, I don't know if my body can handle this anymore." Wildcats Revenge took me out. I love that ride, but
Ah,
it is wild. I actually
I
like kind of fell.
I have not ridden that since it was the old Wildcat, since it
Yeah,
got its new
it
track.
is wild. I actually was surprised. My favorites this weekend were Sky Rush and Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Sky Rush, otherwise known as Thigh Crush.
Yes, it does
I
crush
went
my
first
thighs.
time I ever did it was the back row outside seat, and I didn't think I'd ever walk again. I had
Oh
bruises
my
across my
gosh.
legs.
You are brave, but you know what? I was like, I got to take advantage of being able to ride rides without waiting in crazy lines, and it wasn't
Absolutely.
too busy. So
Most importantly, how was the Shack ride?
it was so good. I mean, the Shack merch, the candies
Did
everywhere.
they have a Shack animatronic in
They
there?
need it.
What
Yeah,
did
no, it's just really
ha-
fun. I love that they did that this year. It's just a good time. And then also at the Chocolatier, they do a Halloween bar on the
Oh,
rooftop called the Spirits Rooftop Bar. So we
yes.
ordered like a bunch of food and specialty drinks, and I just really highly recommend it. If you've been doing the same haunts for a long time, it's so worth doing a little short weekend. You could
Mhm.
do it in 2 nights. You can get a lot done. It is one of my favorite parks on earth, and I love keeping my family's tradition of going every year, at least once a year, because it's so beautiful out there. As you know, it's just like peaceful and
Yeah, I grew up taking annual trips to Hershey Park, and I've never stayed in a hotel there, so that's definitely on my bucket list. So
yeah,
villas
love
sound like the place to stay.
yes, I love the Hershey Lodge too. It's just like a
Mm,
totally different vibe. And then, of course, getting to go back to the hotel at night and have a chocolate martini, which is like
mm.
the the Hershey's signature chocolate martini is one of my favorite drinks of all time. So 10 out of 10. I love Hershey Park, and I will always scream from the mountaintops.
Oh, wow. Well, I am very, very jealous. That does sound like a very sweet
Yes.
weekend. I did not do anything quite that exciting, but I did get to do an escape room with some of our
Oh,
fellow Attractions Magazine colleagues, our publisher Matt and our colleague Andy. And we did a new Yeti themed escape room over
oh,
at the Escape Game on iDrive, and we solved it with 14 minutes to spare.
that's impressive.
There was some fun interaction with the Yeti. Spoiler alert: there's an actor with a Yeti arm that sticks his arm out a window and interacts with you. So that was kind of fun. And
Amazing.
that was a lot of fun. And I also got to go to the preview for the media of the upcoming Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic,
Ooh,
which is coming up soon. And they've got all new food, all new menus. They've actually got different menus on each night now. They're doing special paired dinners with celebrity chefs Todd English, who was there for the preview, and also Michael Mina. And they've got a really high-end assortment. There was a Wagyu beef short rib
oh,
that was just so rich that I couldn't even finish the small portion that they had for sampling. So definitely, I can't imagine that they're telling me that people go to it 2 nights in a row, and I just can't imagine because one night I needed a full day to recover after
Yes.
last time I went.
That
But
kind of sounds like after we went to Victoria and Albert's.
oh my god, that is exactly that's what I was thinking of, where
But I
you
will
injure
say
yourself, but it hurts so good.
that event is so underrated. It is such a
Absolutely.
good deal. If anyone out there hasn't gone or doesn't know about it, you pay one price, and for an entire night, it's all you can eat and drink. And
Yeah,
there's
and
just food and beverage everywhere.
they've expanded it this year. They've extended out to 4 hours. I think it used to only be 3.5. And they started a little earlier, and now they have an after party inside the hotels. There's live entertainment, and you pay one price, and it's all you can eat and all you can drink. And it is, I think the quality of the ingredients is a cut above what you find at the Food and Wine Festival inside Epcot.
Absolutely, yeah. And
So,
it's just so beautiful out there. Like when it gets dark and the
oh yeah,
swan dolphins all
oh it's
illuminated
gorgeous.
in the water, it is
Yeah.
a really fun night. And definitely you'll spend less doing that than going around Epcot Food and Wine Festival, and you'll get more stuff.
Yeah, we also spent an evening at Food and Wine, and boy, we only made it halfway through, and we're very selective about what we tasted, and it still adds up very, very quickly.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think they just added some new menu items at
Yes.
the very end of September, and I'll say some of my favorites of the whole festival now. The Coastal Eats, they've got a pot pie that's got scallops and lobster in a lobster bisque, and they've got gyozas of the galaxy.
Yes.
I thought those were both some of my favorites of the festival. So go,
Absolutely.
if you've been already, go back and check those out.
Yeah. I was looking at pictures of the ceviche, and I was like, wait,
Oh,
really?
the ceviche, yes, the
amazing.
ceviche, which was served in like half of a coconut shell.
Yeah.
That was also definitely one of my best picks of the whole festival, for sure.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, a good reason to go back. I love when they stagger opening of booths because it's such a great idea to, get people to come back in and try new things.
All right. Well, without any further ado, it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. Ooh, and the news in the queue doesn't want to play. Interesting. All right, first up in this week's news in the queue, we have some sad news. Jane Goodall passed away recently. She's a zoologist, and more relevant to this podcast, she was a consultant for Disney's Animal Kingdom, best known for her work with observing primates in the wild. And she passed away at age 91. Matt and I both attended the 10th anniversary celebration for Animal Kingdom and saw her there.
Wow.
That was back in 2008. We've got an interview, some segments of an interview that we did with her up on our website, as well as some photos. And there's a tribute to her at the entrance of the Tough to Be a Bug show. We'll have to see when that reopens, if as Zootopia, if that tribute is remains. Hopefully it does.
Right. I feel like it has to, because she gave Animal Kingdom like street cred, basically.
Yeah.
She made sure this is legit, signed, sealed by her, that they're doing the right thing with animals and the Disney Conservation Fund. So
you are 100% correct, because when that park was first in development, there was a lot of controversy about Disney, are they going to put animals on display in an unsafe way, or are they going to is this just going to be a theme park with some animals thrown in? And it was the involvement of Jane Goodall was a big part in letting it legitimacy among zoos and scientists. So yeah, rest in peace.
Yes.
And We also have a little update about Stardust Racers at Epic Universe. It has reopened to guests. I just checked, and it was running with about a half-hour wait today. It has reopened not with any technical modifications to the ride itself, which they have insisted was operating properly when a guest died on it. But they have changed the safety rules. And now guests who cannot walk unassisted from their wheelchair to the ride may no longer ride this. They may no longer ride Hagrid's
Yeah.
or either the Velocicoaster
Yeah.
or either of the Robo Coaster rides, the Forbidden Journey or Monsters Unchained. So they've also kind of strengthened all the warnings about needing to be in good condition, being able to hold yourself upright. Obviously, there's still a lawyer involved. There's probably going to be a lawsuit that goes on for quite some time, unless they settle it. So there'll probably be more information coming out. But for now, the ride is back in operation. I did hear that at least for start, they're going to have a limited number of trains, limited number of dispatches. So wait might be a little longer than it would have been otherwise. But like I said, it looked like it was only a 30 or so minute wait when I looked a little bit earlier.
Not bad.
So,
yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's jump over to Las Vegas, where Universal Horror Unleashed is about to go into its first Christmas season with a Krampus and Kin overlay. This is not a new haunted house. This is not replacing anything that's opened with Horror Unleashed when it just opened up a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But they are going to add seasonal elements featuring Krampus, Gorilla, and the Calicantrazari.
That's a hard one.
I wasn't even close on that one.
No, this is great. I mean, that's what I've been excited about with this year-round attraction is the opportunity for them to switch things out, add things, seasonal overlays. I'm shocked that they're doing something so early in its, infancy. It just
so. You would think that its first holiday season they'd be content with just doing the default. And then you do the overlay, but no, they're starting right off. It's going to kick off on November 15th. So Halloween just over for a couple weeks before they're going to launch into Christmas. And it's going to be available all the way through January 3rd. Keep in mind the Horror Unleashed complex is closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and it's also going to be closed on Christmas Day, which is a Thursday.
Yeah, so this activation looks really cool because I would want to do the photo op with Krampus.
Yes, there's going to be a photo op with Krampus on his throne.
Yes.
There's also one where you can, I guess, stand inside Gorilla's cauldron. And then you can also stand under a rotting tree whose name I'm not going to try to mispronounce again.
The thing is, this building is massive. It's like a fake abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
They definitely have the room. Like there's so many little nooks and crannies to do all of this, which again, it makes it exciting, adding new things.
It's so big that they are able to do an indoor parade of creatures and their unearthly followers who will definitely liven up the place. There's also going to be storytellers telling winter folklore. And of course, it's not a Universal holiday event without some food. There's a snow globe dessert. There's souvlaki and something called Gorilla's Char.
Ooh, I want to know what that is.
This, like I mentioned, does not replace anything. You'll still be able to experience the 4 haunted houses that opened with the complex. It's Universal Monsters, The Scarecrow, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Exorcist Believer.
Yes. And I love that the space is the communal space. I'll call it the communal space. Space outside of the houses where the bars and stuff are very like moody and dark, and the lighting. So I love that there's more reasons to actually hang out because I feel like you have to have HHN is a vibe, so
Mhm.
to make it more of that vibe inside the warehouse, I think is amazing.
Yeah, and, to be honest, with only 4 haunted houses for the ticket price, you're gonna go through those pretty quick, so you're gonna want that kind of extra added entertainment
Yeah,
to keep people there, to keep them drinking and eating and buying merch and making them feel like their ticket price was worth the cost, so good to see them plussing it already.
absolutely.
Yeah. Um Over at Six Flags, they are also celebrating the spooky season, and they've done something that's a little special for them. We've seen Universal and Disney do some pretty elaborate commercials over the year, but this time Six Flags has created not just an ad, but a whole short film over 7 minutes long that was filmed inside Six Flags parks. It's called Come Out and Play, and you can watch it for free now on YouTube. We've got a link to their channel on our website. Have you watched this one yet?
I haven't, but when I read, I am going to watch it. When I read about this, I was like, wow, this is actually a great idea because they build these elaborate sets.
Yeah.
Might as well use them for this,
Yeah. So I just watched this before we started recording, and it's quite well done. The cinematography, it looks really professional. There's not a lot of dialogue. So that's usually the worst thing in any horror movie is usually the
Yeah,
dialogue. So
the cringe.
there's
Yeah,
barely any talking, which is a
that's good.
very very smart move. But yeah, they use their both some of the haunt mazes, I guess, from a Six Flags park, but also views of their roller coasters and their midways for really good effect. And there's a fun little gory twist at the end. It's not the deepest thing ever. It's 7.5 minutes, but it is fun, and it is definitely a step above your typical 30-second TV ad. So good on them for going above and beyond.
Yes, no, I love that. I totally didn't expect it, but I love that they did
Yeah.
this.
All right, that's going to bring us to the end of our very brief news in the queue this week. But before we jump into our main attraction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
And while you're at it,
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe grand opening issue. Now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
and for this week's main attraction, we are hitting the high seas with Mickey. We are going to discuss all of the new Disney Cruise Line ships that will be sailing between this fall and 2031. Currently, Disney Cruise Line has 6 ships, but over the next 6 years, 7 more will be joining the fleet, more than doubling the fleet, up to 13 ships by 2031.
Yes, this was the news out of, what was it, D23 2 years ago, when everyone's mind was blown because
Yeah.
it was just wow. I mean, they're rocking and rolling.
They're in the midst of a huge expansion. You have gone out to Europe to witness that personally. And the next ship that is going to be launching just this November is the Disney Destiny. This is the 3rd ship in Disney Cruise Line's Wish class, joining the Wish and the Treasure. And this one is themed to heroes and villains. It's got a mix of some fan favorite locations and some brand new locations, which we are going to jump into right now. You are going to be on this maiden voyage, right? In
Yes, that's
November?
correct.
Yeah,
November.
excellent. It's going to be sailing out of Port Everglades, which is Fort Lauderdale, on 4 and 5 night cruises. We've got a full guide that Blake Taylor has put together on our website that was just updated a few days ago. A full cruise ship guide to the Disney Destiny and the heroes and the villains that will be setting sail on it. And the newest update that we have on here is about some new characters, Zaya and Gamble.
Yes. I feel like the theme of the ship is really obviously it's heroes and villains, but it's making the spaces feel alive in a way that maybe Disney Cruise Line hasn't experimented or gone deep into. We learned about the new meet and play character experiences, which are going to be like with Dr. Facilier, Cruella de Vil, just kind of new ways that Disney is testing to interact with characters and make spaces come to life. And this is just kind of another example of how they're working on that storytelling.
Yeah, it really does sound like they're trying to push beyond the traditional stand in line for a meet and greet photo and create interactive and immersive experiences. And part of that will be these two new characters. They did something similar on the Disney Treasure with a duo called Coriander and Sage. These two new characters, one, Zaya, is a fortune teller who's going to make predictions and weave tales with the help of a mysterious book. The other is Gamble, who conjures adventures with a collection of potions and elixirs. They're going to be hosting some of these live events, so they'll probably be interacting with the Disney characters, the Marvel characters. And they're going to be doing something that sounds a little like the Indiana Jones sketch comedy show they do on the other ship. This one's called With Great Power, and it's a Marvel-themed sketch comedy show with some props.
I love that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Marvel on the ship, but if you're not huge into Marvel, there's plenty of other, IPs and whatnot.
Absolutely. Speaking of, Mickey, Minnie, and the Aquamouse are back. But this time they're going to be giving maybe what is a little preview of the Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom. There is going to be a water slide trek to the peak of Villain Mountain, where you might encounter Charonbog or some of the other fearsome Disney animation villains. You'll have to sing a silly song in order to escape down the water slide. So that one looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah, that looks great. What I'm most excited about, I love the Broadway style shows on Disney Cruise Line, and we are going to get a production of Hercules. So
yes, Hercules
is anticipated.
It's one of those shows that has been begging for a Broadway musical for years, and finally getting it, at least on the ship. This one's going to have a song that was written for the movie called Shooting Star, but that was deleted. So folks will finally get to hear it on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at the event with Matt in April where we got to see Hercules sing.
Yes.
And it's amazing because it's kind of like a modern day interpretation of the score. So I'm excited for the full staging of it.
Yeah. Corey Bradford is the performer who's going to be taking the lead role in that production. And there's also a Lion King, a Feast of the Lion King kind of dinner show that's going to be happening, that's going to combine a dining experience with live entertainment, interpretive dance, live singing. The finale of the show is going to be He Lives in You, which is my favorite song from the Broadway show and the Rhythm of the Pride Lands album.
Yeah, this space is going to be great. I got to walk through it when I was in Europe. It was really in its early stages, so we didn't see a ton. But if you've done the Coco dinner show on the Treasure, or, a few of the other ones, Tiana, it's going to be along those lines. And I'm just really excited because I feel like the effects are really going to make this. Like there's going to be fake windows along the wall that go from like evening to sunset. It should be really cool detailing at this spot. And of course, the food's going to be good.
And then when you're done eating, you might want a cocktail or two. And the highlights on this ship are going to be DeVille's, a 101 Dalmatian themed piano bar.
And Cruella's going to show up.
Cruella will show up. And also a Doctor Strange themed lounge called the Sanctum. I think that's kind of the equivalent of like the Star Wars lounge that they've had on some other ships.
Yeah, it's going to
Um,
be that like center space right
mhm.
outside of the Haunted Mansion parlor.
Yep. Yep. The Haunted Mansion parlor will also get a version on this ship, and they're getting also a Pirates of the Caribbean themed pub called Cask and Cannon.
Yes, this is kind of underrated on my hype list.
Hmm.
And then when we got to go in and I looked up at the ceiling and the whole wallpaper of the ceiling,
Yes.
Disney Cruise Line worked with Walt Disney Archives, and it's the original sketches by Mark Davis.
Yes, the
And
map.
I was freaking out because you have like the pirate with the hanging
Yeah.
leg, the redhead. It is so cool.
I wonder, do we know if this bar will have any animatronics or effects like the new Pirates bar in the Magic Kingdom does?
I don't think it's going to be like that. This is
Yeah.
more like the pub of the ship.
Uh-huh.
It's maybe not as immersive. I hate to use that
Mhm.
word, but immersive as a Haunted Mansion parlor where there's like everything going on around you. But I am excited.
So this
to
is
see,
the equivalent of the British pub that they
yes,
have on
yes,
some of the
but
other ships. Gotcha.
a lot going on.
But will they have the little buffet with pigs and blankets?
Bagel bites and all those little
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah. There's going to be a Incredibles Edna Mode sweet shop, cafes themed to Megara and Merida, and of course meet and greets with villains on board, from Captain Hook and Maleficent to Loki and Bruno. Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to talk about that.
We don't
Never
talk
mind.
about
We don't
Bruno.
talk about that. There's even going to be a dance party in Oogie Boogie's shipboard lair, but we don't really know the details about what that space is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the theme of the Destinies, there's been new information rolling out constantly, and
Yeah.
it's all new, and I think it's really exciting because they're doing things that they've never done before.
We've got also some photos of the staterooms, including the Tony Stark inspired penthouse. If you can afford to stay in that, please adopt me.
Yes, I thought it was interesting. So the ship is themed heroes and villains. Obviously, they're not doing any villains rooms because they didn't want it to be too ominous for children.
Well,
which I never really thought.
I
about.
would say that since Tony Stark is now Doctor Doom, that counts as a villain's room.
I guess that does. So there's nothing like dark or scary in the rooms.
Right.
There'll be a little subtle like of the duality of heroes and villains woven into the artwork, but you're not going to get like scared in your room.
Well, that's good because the only thing that should scare you is the bill.
Yeah.
There'll also be concierge rooms themed to Fantasia and the Incredibles and Hercules. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of returning spaces that are favorites from the older ships, in addition to the new spaces we've discussed. All the kids' areas will be back, the theater, the pools, the dining favorites like Palo and 1923. So a great mix of things that have been proven to work on the previous ships and some new things too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm really, really excited for this one.
So Disney Destiny coming in November, but what is beyond that? Well, the next one up is going to be the Disney Adventure. This is their biggest ship ever, and this is the one that is going to be servicing Singapore starting in March of 2026. Was originally supposed to be this December, but as we talked about in a recent show, it's been pushed back.
Absolutely. I mean, you never know what goes on in those shipyards or shortage of whatever they need to use. I was surprised, but I mean, I guess it happened. I'm wearing my Duffy sweater in honor because Duffy will be aboard the Disney Adventure.
One thing that I think is interesting about this ship, it's an absolutely massive ship, but they're only doing 3 and 4 night cruises. And these are cruises to nowhere. There are no ports of call. There's no, private islands that you visit or local culture to experience. You just go around in circles for 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah, I feel like
because the ship is the attraction.
Exactly. This is a very specific market and a very specific reason why they're doing it this way. And to be honest, when I go on a Disney cruise, I barely get off too because
Right.
there's so much to do on board. And I'm like, I don't need to go to Nassau for the 30th time. I'm good,
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what the Singapore equivalent of Nassau is.
I do
Um,
not know.
then if we jump ahead to 2028 or maybe 2029, speaking of a very specific market, we have the first Disney cruise ship that won't be owned by Disney. This is going to be just like the Tokyo parks, Oriental Land Company owning and operating a cruise ship. This does not have a name yet, but it is rumored to be the same class as the Disney Wish. They cut steel for this back in August.
Yes, I got to go to it. It was very cool. I
Yeah.
hadn't heard about this maritime tradition before, but it's basically to signify that in good faith they're moving forward. Also, when we were walking the shipyard, we actually saw like a block of the ship. So basically, when they're building ships that are kind of duplicates of others, they might build one block a second time so they have that piece. So
Right.
I feel like we're going to get information on this ship pretty soon because it is underway.
Well, the exact date and name and itinerary, all unknown, but we do know it's going to be going out of Tokyo. So maybe you'll be able to combine a vacation at Tokyo Disneyland Resort with a cruise on their new cruise ship. Likely to be
Honestly
short
sounds like a
short
dream.
cruises around. Yeah, it does. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. And
Yeah.
knowing how good the customer service at Tokyo Disneyland
Right.
is, I can't imagine what it's going to be like on their ship, because Disney Cruise Line, I think, is the last vestige in America of classic Disney customer service.
Yeah.
Definitely beyond what you get at the theme parks now.
I
And
agree with every time I leave a Disney cruise, I'm like borderline in tears because
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss my server, my
Yep.
bartender. It is just like next level, and it's something you don't really experience often unless you're at like a Four Seasons,
Absolutely. So after that fourth Wish class ship sailing out of Tokyo, by 2031, Disney plans to add 4 additional smaller ones. I thought it was interesting that unlike Royal Caribbean or Carnival, some of their competition that keep going for bigger and bigger ships, it sounds like Disney is going to be scaling down a little, which is great for me because I think their oldest and their smallest ships, to me, are still my favorites. I love the intimacy of that.
I have to agree with you. I love like the classic ocean liner feel and the intimacy. And we have these ports that are kind of popping off. Like Galveston is a great example.
Yeah.
They have been so successful there that there need more ships there. So I feel like the small ships for Galveston, which is a port that's largely an audience of drivable folks, that would be a great spot to have another ship because it's a great port. They're getting a lot of people and that port is expanding rapidly. So I think it makes sense. And, you don't have to make mega ships,
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think there's a kind of a wide range of people. Some people like the super giant ships. But, and we've also seen more ports around the world that are like, we don't want these huge ships discharging tens of thousands of people. We want more modest tourism.
We're seeing how cities are kind of getting not ruined. I don't know what the word is, but overrun.
Yeah. So it seems like a smart move on Disney's part, but it's just hard to believe that by 2031, which will be here before you know it, they will have 13 ships sailing the globe. It's come a long way.
It will be curious to see how it works out, but I believe their occupancy is like never below 95%, which is
I don't think they'll have any problem filling.
Yeah, they're not going to have any issues.
Yep. All right. Well, before we wrap this up, let's take a quick look back at any of the comments. We had a few folks say hi to us. Michael Hack, hello. Sonia Pantoja, hello.
Hello.
Daniel Ingsworth, hello. And we're going to give the last word today to Michael Bingham, who, yes, Michael, you do need to go and buy that Epic Universe magazine. Thank you very much. And you do need to cross a Disney cruise off your bucket list. Highly recommend. All right. Well, thank you. And I want to thank our sponsors, MEI and MEI-Travel. Be sure to purchase your copy of that Epic Universe magazine on our website. And please give us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to us. And also, please give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. And be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com or search Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platform. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Yes, I am on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides, or order copies of my new guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again next time.